I used to forget people's names the moment they said them, but I eventually learned the issue isn't my memory, it was with my approach. Therefore, in this video, we'll learn a handful of ridiculously simple name memory techniques that you can use anywhere. At parties, on your history tests, at work, anywhere that you need to remember a name. So that you'll never have to say again, sorry, remind me what your name was again, one more time. Our brains don't do well with disconnected facts, but they're excellent at remembering stories, patterns, and relationships. Therefore, we use association and linking to glue information to something we already know. Let's look at a classic study that proves this point. It's called the Baker-Baker paradox, and is a perfect example of how meaning shapes memory. Two groups were shown the same photo of a man. One group was told his name is Baker. The other was told he is a baker. Both groups were shown other images, and then later, both groups were shown the same man's photo again and asked what they remembered. Now, both groups were technically given the same word, baker, but one group was told a name and the other a profession. The results? The group that was told he was a baker remembered the man far more often. Why the difference for the same word? Because the word baker triggered meaningful connections. Smell of bread, the warmth of a bakery, flour on an apron, image of a cheerful worker behind a counter. But the name baker, it was a label, random, disconnected, hard to anchor to any memory. Therefore, even though the word was the same, the meaning behind it made all the difference. The takeaway? We don't remember words. We remember what they mean. Therefore, when you're connecting new information to rich emotions or sensory experiences, you give your brain more hooks to hold on to it, and your memory gets stronger. For example, to remember the name Bill Campbell, an unknown but extremely important person in early Silicon Valley history, I picture my neighbor Bill as a hillbilly, eating Campbell soup. Disturbing? Maybe. Silly? Absolutely. But it's memorable, and that's the point. Therefore, don't be afraid to be weird or vivid. The stronger the connection, the stronger the memory. Here's another example. George Lemaitre, the Belgian Catholic priest that came up with the Big Bang Theory. How do we make connections to remember his name? George may connect to a person you know who's named George, or maybe King George, or maybe Curious George. Lemaitre, however, is a bit harder. Exotic names that don't have a readily available connection will take a little more work. So for them, I advise breaking them into parts that do have connections. For Lemaitre, I would do the following. Le, the le as in the French la for the, or maybe la di da. May, as in the month, May. And tre, as in tree. Altogether, we get Lemaitre, or Lemaitre. As already looked at, the brain functions like a network of interconnected memories. The more connections you create to a memory, the stronger and easily retainable it becomes. If you're looking for more memory techniques, check out my other videos, or where this normally never happens. Oh, there we go. Or check out my online courses, limited time links in the description below. Thanks for watching. God bless you and your family.